All right. Let's call the proceedings to order again. This afternoon, before we start, I want to acknowledge the presence of officers from the national newspaper, the media here with us, and I thank you for taking the time to attend this today's hearings of the Special Parliamentary Committee into Customary Land Law Review and Reforms. We have with us the people from the reporters from the national newspaper, the Post Courier, Radio East New Britain, the provincial media team, Kokopo District Information Services. I thank you specifically for this, for your time to come and provide coverage on this extremely important and life-changing, I think, hearings of the Special Parliamentary Committee. We have a few, according to the registry or the register that we've compiled, and based on your interest, the public's interest in relation to the hearings as pursuant to publication on our two dailies and social media and Radio East New Britain. We have landowner groupings or clans here this afternoon, and from East New Britain, and also from representation here from New Ireland, Namatanai. So make welcome. I want to call up the first 6 representative groups, and they are for Namanula Land Group, Mr. Arthur Luluai. Can start from the right. Malinglangan ILG, Mr. Francis Pavogi. Because law limitations law sit by one taso kamantap, and if there's any body else, you can sit just behind your representative or around him. On Namatanai, we have George Sibu. No. Fawcett or Selco, we have Miss Loretta Abraham. Miss Loretta Abraham. Come forward, ma'am. We have Pomata Land Group, Mr. Hilary Bosky. Pomata Land Group, Mr. Hilary Bosky. No? Yes, please come forward. Ispomio Mama Group, Miss Veronica Mainpagaria. We have Nekupai Land Group, Mr. Micah Phillip. That's the first 6 groups, huh? Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. On behalf of the committee and in my capacity as chair, I welcome you along hearings of the committee this afternoon. We have very limited time, and there's a fair list to go through, but I think you've been attentively listening along testimonies and experiences of our lands officer, advisors, the lawyers, political leadership through the deputy governor, and also who's also shared some of your experiences at a high level, but also relating to his own interests. And also we've heard from the banks, the Bank of South Pacific, who were very graceful to contribute this morning, the morning segment of the hearings. So that should give you some backdrop and understanding of the way I want us to conduct ourselves in this hearings. Be frank, be open, and be precise long bell nothing thing or experience blow imi 1-1. And so we can the committee can take note and feed into inform the decision making process or inform the drafting process of its reports and the outcome from that report that should come out. Like I did this morning, we'll try our very best to limit our timing by me conscious long time. So conservatively, if you don't mind, I'd like to stick to a period of 10 minutes. I might allow you a little bit as we engage, but 10 minutes primarily, and then if any questions will come in. I'll try my best also not to interrupt from this side of the table, so you may have a free flow. We have actually, apart from yourselves, there's 6. If you add that up, that's a complete 1 hour. And then we'll have an additional, another hour and 30 minutes, just without questions. But obviously, anybody can, there'll be some questions asked along the way. You allow for exchange and dialogue. Am I right, huh? So thank you so much for your understanding and your patience throughout the course of the day. But if you don't mind, I'd like to start from my right and we come back this way. Or should I say, maybe we start from the middle here with the wonderful ladies. Have one speak and then we'll share. So, there's fair representation and fair, in the interest of time, while you blow fresh, huh? Okay, thank you. So I'll take my cue and I think I want to hear from Fawcett first up. Miss Loretta Abraham, if that's okay with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon again, everyone. I am Loretta Abraham from Fawcett, under CELCO and PNG Environmental Alliance. Most of the time I've been working with communities and also we got place to and we got get around to stuff. And after me finish law school start, I've been traveling to communities, working with them on how to conserve their land. I live in the lookout in bush ground wara, solwara blongo land. Most places I've been to, I've seen you got bush sanap. And then naraplatay mi plagoken, bush em go, ground em go. And people all in the place em all karain tok try struggle look simbeg this like ground blongol. The customary land they once fought and shed blood.
Sorry, ma'am, can I just interrupt you for context?
Yes.
Your name you've mentioned, but you said when you completed school you've been doing this work.
Yes.
Can I ask for your indulgence to share where you are from and for the record?
Thank
and
you.
So just to understand context and the work you do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm from Makam in Morobe province. Yes, and we've been staff long time law. West New Britain and ENB. Yes, so I've been doing most of my work with communities around West New Britain and East New Britain as well, mainly Pomio, plus a few communities in New Ireland. Yes, so this la big pla look and me pla look long most times in pla staff lo community we see that also talk me pla live him lo come walk him this la walk bring him some development, but most times after the development they didn't see the no good come up behind. So development is good, but time will come inside it's always one plamantas come inside one pla thing where it's a losing ground. So most times my communities also talk planting the side block ground, and most times they don't agree on ILG because lo scaling blongol look blongol is they said you got narapla or look options where we can go to, like we have associations there, we have cooperatives there where mipla can work one time lo look lo side lo bring him one time like development mipla la work him inside lo community blo mipla. But then sa come of time you got ILG. It's before in the past we live as a community, so you make this like communal bung where you mix in ting lo ogetaman. Because them giround mila walking one something and tap lo this like giround mix him ting blo narapla inside lo community past them before lo me walk him this la decision. But this la tribe la tok ILG and stop. When ILG comes, it's like a pyramid. Triangle. Concentrate tasolo one plaman and tap where we gave all our powers na decision go long em tasolo walk him. So I think main point mila to talk long em is on behalf of my organization and my community members or Amashpla community me work one time. It's you me every time the lands officers please all go down the place, so this like and they all talk strong the side blow how good plan and non good long and give him some plan narapla options. He stop where community can look them, because once this la ILG or seven stop ILG give him power to solo one plan man lo work him decision with most of the times decisions are come up outside where community no sa give him decision only kirap no good ground long only lose. So ting mila to talk them, the main point is to all lands officers when they go down to communities all give him this la ting ILG, VLs, voluntary customary land registration, but almost I go give him tasol, almost I go give him good plan and non good long, almost I give him one plus side tasol. So take into consideration, all need to take into consideration that give him good plan and non good, na community yet, all by look him, not by walk him.
So what is your recommendation?
I would recommend that if lands officers all go down, big pla ting remember me no like him strong him this la ting bla ILG, we have other options there to help our communities. Giround him stop me pla walking money lo giround stop we support him economy blo country, but ting we like give him is my recommendation is if lands officers go down give him good pla 2+ side one time bla ILG, but I'd recommend give other options as well.
So, and those other options in your mind?
We have business groups, the little business groups there where Papa ground, Mama ground yet all can go through long and register and they can come up in click all business inside or community, a little development inside their community, which there will be no distraction to the environment. Narapla you got cooperative to staff, we can use cooperative or we can use association or this lad then ILG. Narapla something like ILG to lands officers to do their due diligence, because same piece of land there'll be 2 or 3 ILGs over that piece of land. So a good plan before if all paper you go inside application and this officers have to be on the ground, go back and check him. I know there'll be their data in their system we all back and check him, but since then time we have cases in our communities that no katiga ton ILG stapinis benigat narapla ILG can antap can.
So there's already an existing ILG and another ILG.
And then another ILG on that same piece of land.
Same piece of land.
Yes.
There was a mention earlier by the lands advisor of an internal audit process long before ILGs are registered. Okay. Have you come across that?
I haven't heard of that. Me no been aring. So when she was presenting and talk, it's new to me too. Yes, but suppose all got this last step, why you got one ILG past them, the same piece of land, then another ILG again.
All right, thank you. We'll take note.
I think that wraps up.
I really appreciate your contribution, your recommendations.
Thank you.
Maybe while we are here, if you can hire him long, Mrs. Veronica.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Veronica Manpagaria, Misenap Matim Olgeta Mama Lo Pomio district, Lo Togolsem. As a mother who comes from a very remote area, I see that our customary land holds the life of our rural community and protects us from poverty, hunger, and starvation. So, from experience now, SABL, I'm come up the area below me straight. And looking at what I'm working today, law community, inside law, the slab ground, only planning oil palm, and put him, Marcos him, no entry, where before ground and blow customary land, but because of development, they come inside. Now sit down top of him, all you know, allow him can, all papa ground or mama ground, no kiss him back. So it seems that those people, the owner of the land, now, SABL kiss him, they become the slaves of their own land. All you walk to what can law, ground long all yet. So today, me like to say, as a concerned mother here, a childbearing mother, I would say that customary land holds the life of our rural communities, and we must maintain him this same customary land, hemblo mipla, all mama, because we are a childbearing beginniness. After all, we got all boo-boos and this. Okay, so today, me like to say, mipla plenty of place. The mamas, papa, youths today, mipla look savel des lana, mipla oklo yusi mo liklik up ground now mipla give him lo, SABL lo, mipla promote self-reliance, growing our own cash crops like cocoa, copra, or even garden crops. Mipla oklo come up him now na, salim lo enim living blo mipla. Even this la, from what we hand, mipla give him money law, government law requirement, and me ask mipla law buy him tax or this law. So me look here, as a mother, me look here, some ground law mipla stop, customary land stop na mipla stop. Without the land, mipla was starved to death. So me like recommend them, it would be good that government and we need empowering provinces and districts with information and funds to go down to the people, come down all people, so that people can explain to them that there is nothing that they can do, but they must only, the government need to provide transport infrastructure, market linkage, na agriculture businesses, trainings and extension services. Then we can see that our government gives agriculture, which is the backbone of our society, which is the importance it deserves. So, concluding map talk blemitasol, I would say, or say me talk pinis me mama, na me like talk or say customary land, and me blomi all mama. Thank you.
Thank you. You've been initially. The land should be put to any local clan. What is your view? If suppose we can ask him.
From my experience now, me look at the place. It's simple. All leaders look clan or local go pass here. They are not taking. Like for myself, I would say that my name was signed without my permission law. Just like company will come inside. So
somebody signed for you?
Yes. My uncle. So me go cross one time all.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we'll take note. It's a very important point. Going to the heart of the issues. Consent, free prior informed consent is what we were discussing earlier, especially project areas. So that's a very important point to raise, ma'am. So thank you for your recommendations now. Think blow you. The committee takes note. While we're on this side of the table, then might as well invite Mr. Micah Phillip of Nekupai Land Group. Is that right, sir? Nekupias. Sincere apologies. It's registered in that way. Thank you. Sir?
Meet Micah Phillip, me blow, seblo Nekupia clan. Jaga liklik blobian yok lo biani mol kadere na bantu kadere blomoma blomi na barata blo tubuna meri blomi biani mol lo tok lo gira customary len to bla go I think all tok lo steret mi bla lo 29,000 na lo desla 29,000 mi pla 34 all tok mi pla 34 clan na desla 29,000 emna blo 50 mi pla 34 clan so igor na ipa lo luk lo plan pa lo kimol para na ibok lo kam lo benefit lo wonem blo mi pla na mi pla lo stapolo semet til na no gatom plastera tim lo mi pla yet we clan blo mi pla sana makim clan blo mi pla ya I think how many look savelo desala but you know sabe au farane bok lo kam kisim kai pulma bimbel blong na go nam blog lo still stapolo semet ol barata blo tubuna meri blo mi lo dai tubuna meri blo mi dai ol kadere blo mama blo mi ke no lo dai na mama blo mi nay go lo bato lo sem naw na no ga tom pla kai blo mi blongen mention blo Menting ting blo mi sanap lo desla side.
Thank you, Michael Long. Napupia Klena.
Yeah.
Thank you. Inap you, Chairman, you explain him likliken long ground why stop long and you walk lo tok when development is upload is la ground.
All pami to ko semol ni pani go inside walk longa.
Na one location lo is la one map. Thank you.
Lo Rabal town. Lo Rabal town. You know lo site kam no site lo Rabal town.
All right, thank you. Now this lagi around customary land or state lease or state title or what?
I'm been site lo mi pla custom.
Okay.
But gaman bin usim. You go na talk by kambe ken lo mi pla. Mi peno sabe how all talk lo 99 year list expire. Na awoli renew him. Na pla ko si down long yet. Na lo ko pul go lo site mi pla ko si down long yet stop. Till now yeah. Suppose you got look sabe but think by all right. I'm mi no sabe how.
So, thank you, Micah. So what we are hearing here is a situation where, according to the testimony shared, is that there's a parcel of land in Rabaul district, traditionally owned by Nekopia clan. Okay, and the land is currently being, I think you can jump in and talk, no, Chairman, you wrong, and correct me, yeah. But it sounds like the government has had access to this last ground where portion of land. And how long has this been the case? How long now government will using this lagi ground?
Long time now. I'm talk lo 99 year list been expired and pla kira no au na yo lo work it long and how you renew it.
So it was possibly a lease back, and it was to expire and go back. But when it expired, it continued.
Yes.
State land, same state land. And so your question is, what you like sabe? By some plan look sabe come up, or apparently according to you there was a promise of a payment of some sort, say around 29,000. Lo anem Christmas this la tok bin come up.
Lo anem ya mi lo we back lo kai bona site. Lens bin sanap lo yacht travelers site.
Lo good times, huh?
Good times. Eruption in no yet. Till now, yeah.
Okay. And until today, this purported promise or this understanding, karim kaya yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we take note. I think it begs the question. Confirm him. I suppose this is scenario, he confirm him why important lo gaman or Parliament must come up in law when kind of some time lo tumuna or grand where we nishim now lo come to state land. But something must come up. Whether go back long clan, now only clan you can hold him head title all time. And then you say you may not approach him, yes. But interest but all can pay him rental come back long clan. Am true, huh?
Yes.
And so this is the thinking. This is very important. Some story blow you will give justification, a reasoning why. So recommendation blow you by also this sort of arrangement is not a bad arrangement or bad thinking. Is true?
Yeah.
I'm true. Okay. Think you want to add anything else or?
I'm just all the main
thing. Thank you so much. I think I'll come back then therefore to Mr. Luluai. And you can introduce yourself fully long committee and your clan and which area of Eastern Britain your clan is from. Thank you.
Good afternoon, lagi mi kata. Okay, before we go along talk lo customary land, mi kami also walk mana, long issue lo ILG. I work as a social safeguard officer, local road constructions, and also a public relations officer long all big road construction. Mi kami across him la issue lo ILG. For example, I'm currently working on the Tokwa 4-lane road project. Member block Kokopo and stuff. And then all people come want them all ILG certificate. Long all like participate too long there's a development. But contract document simply government in Otoko, okay? You look him. So where does they come in now? You look him. So me plenty time me look him all sema long with other experiences in other road construction. I think they say like, hey, ILG government must talk good long all people when they ask think through now all man come out one time they say ILG or you will can come up in some kind of cargo thinking inside long mind long all people you look him because all people only you see money for him they say ILG you look him entire life long all only give him this ILG and then in return you see. Is it for economical development or for the purpose of registering your land not to be lost? Because as we look go inside back long one policy inside long ILG and long prevent him this all illegal sale where all chief belong all clan all bunataries are walking you see and I think also to good long economic opportunity na plan di time isa to sema ILG is not for us, the tall-eyed people. I think I'm good love long all binding now pomia because they have land, and their land is potential for economic development. You look him. So this is what I find long walk below me. You look him. Any questions?
No, oh. You're the money right there.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. But me.
Sorry, Mr. Lua, the question. Just for clarity,
educate him good all mana. Lo purpose belong ka kirapim ILG educate him all people no can mislead him all you look him that you me going to ILG will be our clan will be rich na this
in your experience as a public relations officer on this road construction basically are you finding that there are multiple peoples with ILGs coming and claiming interest over certain same areas or stretch of road?
Yeah, they're claiming their ownership and they want the benefit, the opportunity to also be part of the construction, the development. They said in our clan we have trade skills people in our ILG, and this could be the best opportunity for them to come and work.
Thank you. There's obviously a great need for employment.
Yes.
And so people are using ILGs, so people will come now, justifying access.
But in block, you look him. Yeah. So government must come guta. One time there's ting block ILG.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
we'll proceed.
Nakaplano ba mi go back now lo customary land? Customary land.
Do you think it's possible that you express two things? you express your obviously you come in through your standing as a clansman, and then where your clan is on an area concerns you, and then I want you to cut straight to the point of recommendations.
Thank
in
you.
your mind.
I will come to the recommendation. I have listed a recommendation here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
Okay. Me represent him 12 Plak clan. Where me play own him na Manulail na af Blorabaul. And our proof is in the 60s. There's a 12 Plak clan. Only demarcate him na Manulail go down Lorabaul. Only demarcate him na Australian administration kasi mipla or Putuana belum mipla go lokot. Na governor member bla Kokopo ikan sabi lo all bla courthouse na sa all bla line lo ye lo PNG Motors lo Rabaul ya bin Supreme Court. Australian administration ang miksim na sila 12 Plak clan. Blorabuana, Rakunat, Nodup, na Matalaw. And we are known as the Nodup land owners. And miksim mipla guantap, puti mipla lokot, na true long 12 Plak Potuana, chief blo sa 12 Plak clan. Lo history blong long ownership Blorabaul. Australian judge, Emi abodim sa case lo mipla as we are the legitimate land owners of Namanula and Rabaul town. Ilukima. That time, Australian government been compensating all Potuana Blomipla. All been compensating all at that time. So, tate, me place a sit down. Me plan to form my ILG over them, no cat. Because me place a tokolo sema. You go to Canberra, you go to Mosby, lo Lens, and mo name lo clan blo me place tapa, lo prove ownership blo me pla. Tete, sampla bipla tok when me place a kamapim place a tokolo sema. Inap government, he looks sabe lo me pla for the second time. Looking. Na concern blo me pla. So far today, he got 4 Plak clan, only incorporating Rabaul town. You look him, 4 Plak clan kena. You look him. Only incorporating Rabaul town kena. Natate, mi bless ato ko lo sema. Inap government, mi educate him good mipla. That you can incorporate him demarcated land or title land or no gat. You look him. And it's not only happening in Rabaul town, it's also happening in Kerawat, it's also happening in Kokopo, the alienated land where all town is stop long in there. The local people are incorporating those land as their ILG, and part of ILG blongola. You look him. So enough government, and we educate him that enough people incorporating title land or demarcated land. So my recommendation is this: the government must form a provincial ILG screening committee. This committee must be an independent body. For example, law is Britain by Muscat senior provincial magistrate, Bishop Blong Catholic. These are independent people boss Blong Ombudsman Commission. You must come up with a committee. So time lens, all money come lo lens, lo give him application blongo lo ILG. Advisable lens by Tormoy Golongola or PA by Tormoy Golongola. So work blongol by time lo screen him de sala klenya I work like come up him ILG or sem true ground blow you like incorporate him or what else? Plenty or something more. Lo confirm him or sem you owner. Na behind the sala independent body. After I'm working finish the sala screening blongol. By Tromoy de sala application, you tap lo provincial lands, provincial land board for more verification. Na look him. Suppose independent body screening me go. Na you know meet him sample all requirement inside lo de sala screening process. Throw him out ILG application blong na. Now suppose every meeting sampla all requirement inside the screening process, and by giving now the provincial land board committee for more verification. Na biya now, all you can throw mo go on top long PEC lo approval and then you can go on top long national body You look him. There is a mechanism missing somewhere that, and we must work him good work belong We cannot trust the lands officers. You see you give money long and by approving tasol You look him. You look him. And also something we like Edimantap apart from the screening. What is the main aim of this ILG bami register him? You look him. Tate all gata pomyo na ba iningat giraon mi plalong tolay district mi plano kat giraon mo o kata giraon niya and finish lo walk him house plan him coconuts na desala. So probably liklik giraon belum stop now requirement mi tokol sem inap mi register him yet. You see long 2019 or 2020 we had this land use policy forum. And I raised this question to the registrar for ILG. Suppose now you are telling me that all of us, you're telling us that all of us must register their land or incorporate their land into ILG. You are telling us. And what if my clan no longer have the land? O katagiraw na, mi play work him house long na sala. Na ba mi register mo na kan giraw na You look him. And then I asked another question. This is ILG long economic opportunity or just for registering it as long that name And can't you give us some other option? You see, apart from ILG, enough mi play at one clan. Gaw man alim mi pla, na mi play title mo ground blo mi pla. Thank you, tasol boss.
Thank you, Mr. Lundwa. You've very well articulated, and your all points you raised are very, responding to real issues and facts. But your last recommendation is that, if at all possible, because ILG is creating problems, correct?
Yeah, problems.
And there's a duplicity in many cases.
In many cases.
So you're suggesting that the clans.
Yes,
should be incorporated or formalized.
Incorporated. Clans only.
Only clans. So
the government come down and identify every clan in a village.
Yeah.
And then alibi mall. Register him ground long. And solve everything.
So register them or formalize them and their land.
Land.
Thank you.
Last one. The biggest fear of me. Suppose you may continue long. All money ikamapim all ILG belong all. Na all you know got economic opportunity. What if government one day and come up in policy that all registered ILG you must start lo buy fee lo one here. Na suppose all no got money. Giraw na government by kisim now. Thank you.
Well, these are real prospects. Things change very quickly too. Well, you may not before you may not buy school fee.
Now.
Now you buy school fee.
Before
school fee, the university time you been stop long and been 3,000 kina. Tete picnic sim invoice kami mo 17,000 kina. Papunigin ni hard straight now. Life is hard. So you need law true. So things like this might happen.
It might happen one day.
Government send so new plan leader come 10 years later by imposing
now.
So true. Thank you. We'll take note.
Thank you.
And thank you again for your contribution. So, is that Mr. Francis Pavogi? Thank you, sir. If you can just properly state for your the record, name na clan na apwe clan blo you come long.
Right name blo me, I'm Francis Pavogi. Me chairman blo mail ngana ILG clan, ILG, lo Pomio district is New Britain province. Me like talk lo 2+ something. Firstly, thank you Blomigo powerful committee blo parliament
I bring in Parliamentary kam long aus dua belum ipla. Thank you. We play now got this la chance na privilege lo facing you all honorable members na kisim view belum ipla. Right. We all know that in Papua New Guinea, our land is structured two patrilineal structure and matrilineal structure. Okay, lo mipla long pomio, mipla is structured long matrilineal structured, and our clans only trace through lo matrilineal structures. All right. Time we play register him or clan, register him or ILG, mipla must register him behind him matrilineal monomia. You know can mix him number out you go patrilineal or you may married way, you may put him number out all name. It must be the clan members. Only must register him this land group. All right. Lomi play got plenty all ILGs now only registered. But mino sabe, only beni monem kind of processes. Longo kamapi mo ILGs. Time mi play at ibla arim advice ablo lens mi tok mi play at mun play SABL start long sigite mukus inside lo desla consolidated oil palm project and we got 6 or 7 concessions. All right, then you been got some issue now. You got commission of inquiry into ILG, SABL. You been come inside, and their recommendation was to register. Mipla whole line you got step inside all this la concession. You must register him all ILGs plus Mipla. In order, long Mipla can claim him all royalties, land rentals, now all equity belong him business kind of some oil palm stuff. Maybe oil palm export, but me play claim him too long. You present him ILG certificate, you know, you kiss him. But the scenario is different. You know, ILG, he sign up one time, or you sign him sublease agreement, na lease agreement. Lease agreement, na sublease agreement was signed by so-called land owner companies. Only know all ILGs, only sign him. But time commission of inquiry talk, register him all ILGs play na present him na kiss him all this all benefits play plan. You know what man na register him ILG now? So me all mailing me all first line me play comply long requirement long commission of inquiry. Me play register him ILG. Long concession belum play yet. Concession belum play kali munung stigite. Penigat pomatara lopal na kiura na igo. But at the same time me play register him ILG finish. Me play go back long development and play document. Also sublease agreement ya. Or you sign him on them land owner company. You must go to court na you revoke him. So, only go court now only revoke him, sublease agreement. But, this la SABL title, stop. Only no revoke him. Only gaman mi problem. Ground blue play revoke go customary finish. All right. Time become long. Register him ILG now. This la portion blue mi pla long. Unung sige. 13,000 hectares. Na mi talking lawyer yalsem. This time ground wimpla tu ya na mi talk. No can call him. Lo time you go put him tasolsem. Number 1 property belong ILG property. No can call him also title. Because you call him also title. Emba only asking you lo title. Na mi krab may talking me mai. This pla. When may revert customary finish. Emi talk no only gaman. Talk belong emi true. Emi no repeat customary. This la title ya. Only akayim. Na stop. So you got SABL, two SABL titles. Recently, online go sem long site go long Melkoy. Oli apply golo national court na national court in nullify him this la SABL title blow lo 68,000 hectares blow ya. Na national court in nullify him this la title. So mi pinokat this la kain money lo go ken lo national court long I revoke him this la all SABL or sorry nullify him all SABL titles. Unpla big pla consent lo mi pla now mi pla bingo in sa lo this la SABL na time all this leno na company only go back lo Guilford na ask him give me plan all land rentals pro me plan na all equity pro me plan na all outstanding all royalties plong all this logging do before ya na mi to na you pla presenting all ILG blo pla na mi pla give me plan all this benefits play play all benefits play accumulate na stop na
so we hear you. What would be your recommendation in relation to these particular areas? This la hap you talk about me. One them recommendation, one them thinking law you going forward.
Suppose you play RM tuk lo lens advisor emi tok example ILG soli register ya emplo na patupla leno na company oli register him na desla developer ya Guilford now emi help him all fund him all desla all fees belong ILG processes ya so mito suppose paste mem all claim consent asol all no go want my ILG certificate so
Francis.
developer must
Thank you. Mami interrupt you, Francis. Chairman, you like him by you. All get something now. Talk where you walk him through ILG. Emi clear. Emi committee like him. Say one recommendation below you. Lo this la. How ba mi play can halib him law issue below you. Lo think below you.
okay thank you
Guilford is stop. All oil palm to stop. All ILG emi through stop. Lo sile lo narapla coin. Osim imi walk lo talk lo good plan no good belong ILG.
Yeah.
You talk lo good plus side belong ILG. So one recommendation below you lo this la. Thank you.
Developer now must help him all land groups ya long all you must register him go through the proper processes long all you register him all ILGs blow because all process very expensive you know not by all man place in meeting all cost.
So you think of some cost below registering my ILG na process long expensive
Very expensive. Expensive too.
Thank you, Francis. I think Bami just Alivim Chairman lo you mean I think lo through lo presentation belong advisor maybe in talk sem lo must be all land lo national lands you been stop na me play ask him all na Mary will look out him all titles sorry ILGs emi talk sem emi assuring me play talk sem emi confirm me say 1,000 ILGs inside the country. But today you may remove some lands it all sem you got 15 platason. Lo yellow is New Britain. So maybe you stop inside lo this la 15 pla.
Yes.
The issue no me ask him too also. You may got all ILG officer belong national lands is stop through the province now we talk also in no got. And that's where the catch is. Through long all registration long all ILGs. Now you look him today, some play against him ILG, some play you play like him because you know got proper consultation one time all people.
That's right. That's right.
Today this la committee he like him this la think blow you pla. Na put him lo one pla paper na bring him inside lo parliament also. ILG by stop also na by stop also. And then we can look lo bring him now. Lands officer he come inside na walk him decentralization of powers he come inside. Long Yumi long lands so by got officer inside long province na by got lands officer inside lo district so that by got this la screening where you stop inside or some sample you play you discuss and finish vetting process by stop inside today only kalapim tasol province only kalapim tasol district na iguan tasol et bloody by na antap na all sem tok blow Mr. Toluluay talk mandi underneath the table na certificate kam na time certificate kam onem side effect lo disla socialism inside the community. Am I true?
Yes.
Thank you. emo sem lik tok tok ba trulo chairman emiet bai. But lomi when me look him through long experience. Emo right? Narapla ting long ILG also. Emi good platuna also my stop inside so work movement them government. Ting blow this also. You me register him all ILG so that emi come up also vehicle. I need lo service delivery. But antap longan one mechanism that by me look longan. Em narapla ting. So sample you see inside. Lo maybe kisim funding igolong develop igolong all service delivery. Maybe deliver him sample all projects within long ILG. But then comes back to the leadership of the ILG. It's becoming a bottleneck system because all line and top you talk, alright, imikati mi go na all same na this line larim past them. At the end of the day, all man, clan, or even all relative inside no benefit. And now I'm concerned blow you me to lo pomio lo disla na lo long binding na lo is Britain so blow you and way forward now me pla by look longen so yes maybe by me got this mechanism that you may establish him also yes or terms of reference that me play give him ILG okay company you now look long all sample all development so thank you Francis chairman and me play take note lo disla but maybe me play give you through lo chairman 1 minute can okay chairman by Rapopo na take note na imigolo na ropla speaker.
All right. All ILGs say must be with all process. No can kalap all process na go na kamante all fake ILGs. Now, you got plenty all fake ILGs. Advice say no talking palong all. Na narpla meria itok. Girauni register finish na pen narpla clan kendi kam na i-register antap longen ke antap mi play experience im desla lo pomio now na logong kamapi ma ILG legitimate you must kisim letter long direct up or register long ILG yet you must write go long open member blo you or lo governor na itok desla ILG ami legitimate they must give him all get a property listing na give him how mi gazetted na how you got certificate na, you got all kinds of something long in. You know can only kisimon bla happy patasol na kam na to kay ILG. I'm no got. Verification you must come straight lo register lo ILG, igolo member na igolo governor. So that this ILG emi eligible lo participate long economic development na open him up ground long long only developer lo come participate lo economic development lo province.
Thank you, Francis. I think your explanations, recommendations are very clear, and obviously you're pointing out a lot of inconsistencies too in the process. Na outcome long M2. No one clear some. There's a lot of situations where ILG and tablo ILG come up. ILG and tablo SABL you will come up too. Now, Commission of Inquiry, you've been Sawelo report blongem in relation to this particular SABL. Were you
me tablo school?
Okay.
Na Commission of Inquiry been come up. Na but time me come back, me kisi report or some Commission of Inquiry. Basically, I me talk all kita. Len na una company number te mas register my ILG na.
Did the inquiry say anything about the SABL itself?
Yes, emi talk usatoli like him. Time you register my ILG blow you finish, you like continue one time developer, you go inside. Na mi play talk nogat.
Na blo SABL yet?
Long SABL is top. There's la title blo SABL only akayvim.
No, only been talk SABL should sanap yet? Only story him sanap blo SABL?
No. SABL you should lose him. Na all developer only la come in can deal direct one time government. Now all properly registered ILGs so that because all ba hope him up ground blo economic development.
Yeah, so let me cut in here. The problem lies with the SABL report, Commission of Inquiry report, is the lack of action from Department of Lands and Fiscal Planning.
Yes.
Just listening to you, it's clear. Inquiry, it took out clear pinis o sem. SABL is la particular SABL plan one ten all nara pla ole SABL, only illegal. True, ah? Now ground supposed to go, but it got process where only must surrender in past them, or registrar of title is supposed to recall him this title, like cancel him. But this is a process and you oklo stuck long Department of Lands and Physical Planning. You look him. That's why you also SABL recommendation hang up stop yet. That's the real problem, unfortunately. So, but you may take note. Na this report too. But you must look long. Kalasim good na. Make more recommendations. But you need to come up long. Because even your ILG, suppose you register him, overlay long stop in his SABL. How about you put him ILG and tap lo SABL ken?
Emba yung mi kolokot ken long.
Emba dispute conflict come up ken. Lo go back lo court na. Meanwhile, the way you work lo put down, fruit work lo put down na, sheep work lo go na, money will sit down lo bank here, toli work lo kai na. You may sit down here as place. This is the real problem. That's why this la land reform here, importance to right.
Yes.
This la commitment him here, because before development can come up, clan must stop past them. Clan too must government or law must look save along this la clan.
Yes.
Even our clan nothing lo bulut. Law must look save, paper must look save. You know, you save clan and taboo. Mano na put skin lo clan nothing, but you same not something lo same ya. You papa ni man marry you by same lo put skin. Even you married to this la clan. Marry long up. You don't have to go say you blow this la clan. It's true.
True.
But you same na, but you respect. And taboo. So this is where Papua New Guinea law must look away. What actually works for us. It's like ILG. Any man can come up in ILG because you know got same law this la work. Me can gonna come up in rugby club or soccer club lo me. And you lo name lo ILG na go put him lo contract na talk me too. Sampla Monica. That's the problem. This is what we are creating. This is a real issue in this country. Thank you. I think in the interest of time, maybe we need to move on to our next speaker, our next presenter. You can state your name for the record and then say it, and then we'll which clan group or land group and from where, and then
Okay.
give it 10 minutes. I want you to focus your attention on Tintin Law recommendation in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Long. Allow me na give me this time long. Me talk makim all people blow me. La place. Name blow me Hilary Boski. Me belong Kaiton Village, West Pomio District. Inside long. This la area belong me come long SABL kai mi pla. Mi pla ya tu lo place mi pla no sai when something SABL. Mi pla all face line inside lo West Pomio. Lo fighting this la SABL. Mi pla kam long commission of inquiry. No got sampla good bla feedback lo mi pla. This la time message really go inside long. All bush ground lo mi pla. Mi pla now yarem also ground lo mi pla. Istap long list, state list. Mi one pla mi kam long court na district land court it talking me also. Ground blow you now, we no more stop lo hand blow you. Customary ground blow you. He stop lo hand blow one pla good pla man. Nah, me sorry true. This la court me play come long lo 2012. Lo Kokopo. Me like making some pla. Comment ben him sorry me no bakarapim online blow me blow lens department lo ya. When I'm something only present him lo ya. not true. All people blow me blood, town blow ya, all no say one something a message here. Now ya me bla town blow lo. This la project only call him Sigete Mukus integrated project, me play losing ground blow me. Now me play oklo waiting tasol this la talk lo. Government, li talk lo. Finissimo lesse biel na. All ground blow me bla lo kambe. Me play like this la vai mas karim pai. Me like token long. This la customary land. You know what need? Lo me play register him. This la customary land lo me play. I'm thinking lo me. One time society lo me play lo mengen. Me play get amas lo society. All tribe lo mengen society. You know need. Lo me play register him. Desla or land lo all customary ground lo me play. Government lo look save lo me play. How me play stuff das. Na kirapi mol development bienim stuff lo me play. Now ya barata one play barata lo. So emi no capture me inside lo desla ILG now emi lo talk lo. Pas time long tumbu na blo mi bla mi tu pla connect sa bos na blo to. So mi believe mi no capture mi lo desla ILG. So mi recommend also desla tinting blo ILG you must finish. Lo case blo mi bla tamblo lo ko.
That's a very, very good point, sir. Let me fight him on this line. This plat ting tasol as ting lo game ya. Point you make him straight lo mengen. Bus ground na passing lo you mistap lo. You mean no need lo register na come legitimate. Law should look sawe tasol. You want them clean. So register should look sawe sem. Come inside na toko you sat pikini or name blow me disla me blow disla clan. Okay, you record him. Now go inside law system where I need law. Looks how stop finish. Because you register him can. ILG. Talk straight you talk here you talk straight long ya. Your cousin will forget you. Or because maybe you have an arrangement internally. You may not have it. Of whatever reason, there's a high risk. This la nuclear passing blow master lo come up in ILG. Man, ILG too, nuclear talk lo me. Time me go school lawyer. Yeah? So you are touching the core of the issue. You made a very important point that line passing law me. I don't need to be registered to be legitimate. I am legitimate. By birth, I am from this clan. Historically, I am from this clan, and this clan belongs to this land. Man asking you blow where? But you talk one, you blow where? Where do you say you are from? How do you identify? You actually name our area. Me blow this la Peles. That's how we identify. Man asking me, so you blow where, remember? Me not talk me blow Mosby because me no blow Mosby. Me blow Gaire. That's where I'm from. Historically and indigenously, that's why I'm inherently from. Blood blow me by behind him going up low. Ground lo Gaire. One kind lo you. Everywhere lo Papua New Guinea. True, huh? So I don't need, you are saying, correct me if I'm wrong, you are saying that registration should not provide legitimacy of existence on earth. Customarily, you born logem, law should look savetasol. And maybe, just maybe, a document called a clan head title relating to your NMS should be existing, parallel to your existence, correct? So we just, that's what you're saying. You got, that's one of your recommendations. You got another thing?
We got another recommendation belong. This land reform. Yeah.
Yes.
You mean like making more good thing? Belong. Desla talk land reform. You mean can come na ang kama anta from provincial level, district level. You must go straight, lo place. Bay mi kisim tinting, longol man, how? Bay mi come up in more good pla, tinting long. Desla customary land blow mi ya. Na bay mi reforming desla system now ya. You mi walk long and ya ILG ya. Because me meeting was my ILC, and me not making one plus good plus something lo case me all to talk lo case lo me plata.
So ILG law should stop or should go?
You must do away one time ILG laws.
So we need to do away with it.
Yes. This is land reform. But we must come up with new law or ting. Lo developing more customary land. Now I mean must start lo bottom level. By me benim this la process lo government bottom up plan. You mean plan lo ground lo you mean lo outdoor. Or long society lo you.
Yeah.
Or no can plan in mantap lo province or national.
That would be, the thing is, some ILGs have existed over some time, rightly or wrongly. So if there was a law put in place to replace it, it has to be a process. It has to be a process. It will be a process where audit, but audit team can. And like you said, that's the implementation phase of it. Very important. You can come up with so many laws, but if the implementation is not right, then by fail. So the implementation is very important when decision makers make this sort of decisions. So your thoughts are very much welcome in this area. But of course, you can't just cancel an ILG just like that. But what we can do, that would be very drastic. Some process is to put it through a process, audit team can, and then align everybody into their clans. So at the end of the day, that clan process puts you on the register of clans in this country, and in it law. Similar, but it's actually more authentic, because you by same law, stop law, clan law, ablo tambu na kandere, by behind straight. In the case of matrilineal society, by behind straight mama. Now married can allow him, like I said earlier in the initial discussion, exceptions, consent. M2 by law must look when we were responding to the learned lawyer, Mr. Kubak earlier. Thank you. Anything else?
I'm making some comment can long. This like said we concept time and come say lo mi plan only gaman lo give more benefits. Lo mi plan only no give. Now we since 2009 come now yeah. No what money is rented. Only no rent him ground long and or benefit lo farm too no.
What was the SABL used for? What purpose? This like SABL, yeah?
Oil palm.
Oil palm.
Yeah, only harvesting log. After only harvesting log, only planting palm.
Thank you. And the benefits are, and is the oil palm operational at the moment?
Yes.
And do any proceeds come back out of that? You got all max comeback or royalty benefits?
No ga. All money kisim like money belong, only building all house belong. They make him only business belong. Work labor belong.
Not through the operation of the project, huh? That's a very sad state of affairs. Yeah, that's a very sad state of affairs if that is true. Because I think that would be noted as a recommendation and noted for more light to be shone on it. Huh? We can do I think there's some audits been done by sectoral leaders, ministers now, line departments. Very important, this sort of injustices must be brought to light. So I'm more less clear. And this is exactly why. So if the clan was unitized, formally, law looks away long him. any future developments on it, it would be within the arrangements, the partnership, the developing whatever project man kisim kam locally or internationally. Look sabi may stop all time for as long as the project continues. There should be some consideration. You can't just we can't disenfranchise our people, can we? You know, right? This is very wrong. This is immoral. No, thank you. So with that, I think that brings us to the conclusion of this first segment of our list. If I can thank you kindly and excuse me. This is time. Na bamil singati mo darapla 6 pla more come forward. And the next 6 are, I'll call the names so you can come forward. Yeah. Thank you. I'd like to call upon Mr. Douglas Toys, Tokopila Land Group, Mr. George Warvaula, Korabao Tovor Land Group, Mr. Joel Inaga. If you're present, you can move forward to the front. George. Mr. Pila Samuel Tirip. We have two more slots. Set. Mr. Willie Robert. Barak Land Group.
Is Willie in? Willie?
Come.
Come.
Yeah. Agree. Mr. Norbert Pames.
Norbert? Bueno.
Mr. Robert Talul. I think we should just pull up 2 more seats. Come forward, so just grab your chair and come to the secretary. And from Tarayu Land Group, Mr. Matias Wakakia.
Matias Wakakia,
Matias.
Tarayu Land Group. Nogata.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. As we did with the previous speakers, we try to employ every endeavor to be precise, concise, and short in our presentations, but obviously meaningful. Focusing basically around the recommendations, so, because ogata preamble na reasonings, you mean looking pinis haram pinis planting, and we just we progress on. We look at a set time of 10 minutes each, if that's possible. Thank you so much. We'll start from the Chairman.
Firstly, we like to thank you, Chairman, and we honorable member for Kokopo. You're inviting me to here. I think this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity long. This is an opportunity for us to hear our views about our ILG. So my name is Jerry Wimon. I'm the chairman of Tokopila Incorporated Land Group. This land group, Tokopila Incorporated Land Group, is formed in 2015 with a total population of 3,000 plus members of our land group. Now this population is scattered around 4 districts, which is the Kokopo district, Rapopo district, and Gesell district. Sorry, and I also mentioned the atolls, or Licklick Island, Lodug of York, and Watam, etc. So, me look tasol long, all good pla, no good, and my recommendation. Tete you me talk long ILG that it is no, we have to do away with it, but me plan long this 10 years of operation, long this incorporated land group, Tokopila, me play looking also, it helps a lot in many ways. One, me play can look somewhere. For example, New Island, Duke of York, come along here as one history, come down. We can now know our history best because of the ILG which hold us together. Now we can see that this is my sister or my uncle. In the past, with nothing of such like this, mi plaken painim olsem brother sister tu plaken married. Nai bakarapim ken nara plus site long coin olsem long custom. So ILG is good. Olsem ol nara pla oli tok pinis longan. It meets the customary obligation olsem now tok pinis. Number 2, strengthen the identity and history of the clan. It maintain the history and the family tree of the clan, which is that's one good plus something, where the origination of the clan and where it comes or it go finish long one map. Now it protects our assets, right, and it helps the government in bringing services to the rural community. All right, so all no good long ILG is that number 1 is the lack of follow-up of training. Within these 10 years, look mi pla, time mi pla kasi ILG now, inogan mo training. Mi pla no sabi long how to register our land now. Because there is no continuous visitation from the lands division for that matter or the ILG officer. That's one pla no good long and lack of registration as a result of this lack of visitation, then all nara plus something it failed too, like registration of our land and so on. The backdoor dealing is one plus big plus something. Mi pla can look him. Inside long some pla ILG, only can kiss him because only no behind him process, only kiss him all ground, blong nara plakan or blong clan blong me. A ground where he got decision long and finish the court decision, only kiss him na put only edimi go long ILG property listing belong all. There was no proper consultation. Also, molnara pla talk finish. So this is all bad something, all bad pla ways long ILG where it's supposed to be continuing from the knowledge that the lands department must continue long update him or continue visitation. My way forward. I also go in line with 2 brothers, one place in Dalong yan, narapla long up, Ian at Rabaul. ILG blami, and we got tok long Rabaul too. If the German in the colonial time can purchase the Manula from the Manula to Atam with 750 marks, from Atam to Malaguna, how did they get it? And that's why me like give me go long Yumi as a way forward. Long try and look long this la to help us when play talk long Rabaul. Thank you. Number 2, the demarcation. Way forward. The demarcation, the LTC or local land title commission starts in 1962 na finish long 1973 before independence. Within that period of time, this demarcation, aninit long land title commission, only work him good pla work finish, only look him all ground, boundary, na put him all cement is finish. All right. Now, they have records with the land division in Kokopo. All right. This demarcation, they did a good job. But now, mi look long tete, pla lukim all same. This la people or some clan or some ILG or some different people, they tampered with all these records. We would like to see that this demarcation must be strengthened, na empower, or same this demarcation records or was done by the Land Title Commission between this period of time. He must strong, na only must maintain him strong, na keep him in good records. This will minimize the dispute, the continued dispute long all ground long this time. And the demarcation records or demarcation work that was done by the Demarcation Committee or Land Title Commission between 1962 and 1973. And the last and not the least, the Lands Division must come up with a good instrument whereby we must look him good all ground, all assets. Huh? This ground, he got decision long and finish, court decision. It belongs to these people. Mino ken kisim back na puti mi golong ILG blomi. So they must come up with a good instrument so that they will see all this ground where it demarcated, like it was demarcated in 1962 to 73, between those period of time. Tapos ground it demarcated finish. The Lands Division must have a proper record so that when this group only like try and put him this land name, he go inside long. Only must find him, or only must sawe also he got this is any stop long and finish. They must not tempered, only no can head him, he go inside. Thank you. And the revisitation of law or policies from the colonial or semi-tok finish were case in the bowl. You must revisit him so that the people, the owner, or our ownership will be maintained. Nice start. And our history will be maintained in Rabaul. Thank you.
Your questions from the member for Alotau.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Douglas, is it?
Jerry Wimon.
Jerry. Okay, you mean Arimlo Lands Officer, in the report, they said that there was no annual reports received from registered ILGs. My question, because you were talking about training and update from the lands, the reason why ILGs haven't presented their reports, is it because you lack that training and update so that you can finish your annual reports? Is that what you are referring?
That's correct. We need, my group or my executive needs that skills and to make sure do the right thing in providing the report. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman. That's
No, I think we'll take note for the time being, but very helpful to the inquiry on the views that you have shared. These ILGs, you mentioned something about history. So the ILG is relating to only certain areas, huh?
The ILG includes the history of the clan, where they originated from, to they continue, and where they get the land, how they get it, right, through fighting or through some sort like that. So that is why history is very important, because it binds up people so they stand together as one and they can see their brothers, sisters, uncle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, a very important identity.
Identity.
Yes. I'll pause there for a moment, and if I can allow, seeing that we're on this side of the table, Brother. You can state your name. State your name for the record and maybe name of the land group or clan and where you relate from.
Good afternoon, Trulo. Chairman, Special Parliamentary Committee, staffs na audience. First of all, mila talk thank you lo bringing Parliament come down lo. Level blomi bla all grassroots people. Mi brother province blo Isla province is New Britain, mi West New Britain. Mi blo West New Britain kentren Gloucester. Inland Kaulapua tribe Navelsia am clan blomi. Nami tok thank you lo Mr. Wandivla bimi sharing experience blimi. Thank you. Name blomi etem Robert Alul. Okay, mila tok lo Customary land. Customary land mi rearrange lo different menas. Only no rearrange one kind, different manner. So customary land lo mipla lo Gloucester muli rearrange him lo AFL. We mipla atru lo register him ILG. So mipla all people lo tok strong lo si ILG, but now miari mo sem igat sampla issue bla ILG em staff. Nunggut belong em. So now yo se mol ko regime na miyo karim. O mipla ko tok strong lo ba mipla mas register mo ILG lo mipla ba protect him clan lo mipla because one man sol sa woki decision local company all leader lo local company or sa woki decision all get ground. So mipla sa tribe lo register him all clan lo mipla so mipla sa painimat because lo rearrangement lo disla ground lo mipla customary land. So now mo se mi paini mo se sambla nunggut lo ILG mi all mibla all ko regime. So mitok thank you lo all disla na lo side by ILG mibla tingo sem ba mibla I registerem lo emba protect him all resource lo mibla. But now mi paini mauti osem igat nunggut blame to stop. So recommendation lo mi lo disla ya lo future ko about recommendation lo mi like boy mi rearrange him customary land in a manner that can suit perspective and philosophy of our race na do away with ILG. Thank you.
A very succinct recommendation. Let me clear. So I'm not asking more. You have anything to add on to that at this time?
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Mami Kamlo, if you can kindly, firstly, if you could, I can ask something we overlooked initially. You can have the hat. I'm very proud, Papua New Guinea. You see, your hat and my necktie are the same. I'm very passionate about this country. So I mean, like, thank you, Lord Islabat. Lo protocol inside the house by me. Rosim hat tasol na address him. Kibong blow you, yeah. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Chairman, and team from the Special Parliamentary Committee on the Land Reform na land customary land. Thank you. Name lo me Colin Pinis, George Warwala, Tuambla volunteer advocate along health and HIV/AIDS and also on land. Me to me one former leader of the province and I need good leadership of our former governor, now member Ken Blom Kokopo. We're now in Parata committee too. Thank you, member for Kokopo. Narapla tupla committee member to lab side. All right, thank you. We got in popular point as well. This is in regards to all volunteer land advocate been part longen something we have looking me come back in our close threat since this reform. Alright, then for point as all me like touch little longen inside longen nothing relate to sample long issues or brata email or about racism. The first one is to do with the customary land purchase procedures and processes. Plan di oleh mi pla paini min site now lo community belum mi pla because plan di mani aburusim de sela road block behind especially to do with the public notification. Lo triple time only mas tokim long inside long community long bung that has been happening, and then the worst of it is only registering height that's all de sela all ground time only purchasing finish. Behind him all illegal process, not law exhaustive all get avenue before only. And then all of a sudden we play in out also we go finish lo must be. So those are issues that we play to face him long up. So at least on that note, like bertablo mi long ini resume ampla problem lo seti mapping de la committee provincial lands committee or what. But for me, I think I've been raising within our meetings that we need to come up with this committee. It's called the, like, we may establish a committee. That's my recommendation now. It's called the district. I was raising it for about that matter in regards to all the land in Rapopo town after the volcanic eruption. People belong Rapopo district only settle long all resettlement inside law. Olap lo Kokopo na Giselle na Pomyo. Alright, this recommendation was to establish a district land estate committee. Those are the very committee where anybody want to make registration before titling it. The land secretary, suppose he can consider him look come back. Suppose he establish. By referring me come back and suppose he not been go through long there's a district land estate committee or something like that, or there's a certain committee. Then all you know can think long register him sila kira. After it has been registered the title, me play kirap no good long yan Be now me play. Try to bring back any go lands mediation long LLC. Kerap na guton sem sila hap girawni title finish ya. And then what can we do? Otherwise, by plagi matwoken lo mi plaken long because it's subject to court now. We need to find some ways lo mi pla by kisim de sila case go lo court. So that is the problem now. That is to do with the process and the procedures of customary land purchase. Number two, I'm long time now. And as far as me sabe na solo lilik sabe belum mi bin cutting boundary belong state start lo CPL na cutting cross ikon sa lo airport ulpla arbao airport tete mi play ko lo suspect klik o sem desala no gut ngap mani surkin pinis sa boundary na war side pinis war side also lo side ko sem long taburbur na menos sabe ko sem. And now there is a lot of fisheries activity going there within the transshipment. Now, maybe I think long bakarapi will come up now. That is to do with the seismic activity sound of those ships, or anchor long up. And number two, the anchorage. We will long bakarapi de salahap where we place a usimol traditional land usage area blooming plus water, salt water. So the point is. Mi prelek sabe along the boundary is still within that state is still within that boundary starting from CPL na golsem long across to the old airport. Those are some of the things that mi play need lo lari want them you play, and then you come back to inform us at a better time where you play thing also you play can report you come back and in regards to that boundary. So number three is to do with the resurveying all the land that has been from the market, Rapopo market, old market, and backside reserve land, I come with them. I've raised it within the board meetings that at least our lands officers from the provincial and district must resurvey back in this land. Only must resurvey him, and then identify Musatol title holder below this all ground. Because after the 1994, all land title holder below this all ground, the town. Plani longo mi plano sabe longo, stop lo America or lo Japan or lo New Zealand or must be or lo Leo again. The resurveying, after resurveying come up finish, there must be a report. Na suppose also when there must be recommendation that this all ground only resurveying. We need to consult with those title holders. And I'm looking at time now. I think it's over 31 years, 30 years. Last time we celebrated 30 years of 1994 eruption. So well over 30 years now. Na mi play ko kirap na gutol sem. All money ko long title in this like ground. Loop man now. Only ko purchase in this. So they're going ahead to must be just to purchase all those land. You know, so only negotiate one time all title holder. Arrangement come up in this long. Only come to solve. Mi play kirap na gutol sem. Chairman, let me ask you one black question. Law this all ground, all affected land that be stop law eruption. You got some understanding also this all title holders here only been relocating or sample ground long all inside long Kokopo and need location restoration or no got. Thank you, member, committee member. I think with those some of those arrangements we plan to have a long end. But also some little ground when we play work lo finding out long end we play work lo time lo address it. But anyway, the point is also at least the privilege must be given to the people of this new president so that at least as development partners you need to create back in Rapopo town within the new development after the eruption, but at least we want to see people from this province redeveloping back in that town. I'm not against the developers who are coming in like the Asians or something, they all will pull my town blame, but at least we are part of the development taking place. That is why now that's the main point as well. People like racism also so that people can look along the last one, it's got to do with again the ILG. ILG one pla animal way government kirapim ta solo. Some people good pla benefit plongen by kama pa you look sa finish longen, but here we are addressing some of the problem where now you look him also me oklong no good. But for me, I look at my ILG and me good plan. But then, I need ILG time only issue finish all certificate, ILG certificate. I got part and need by me talking also. I got land dispute settlement committee staff. Sometimes land dispute settlement committee only put him all nothing. Tas all no sabi lobok long all bokim. Especially to do when it comes to problem between that ILG. Or clan members lo so team na stereotype desala online ya ulo nakat sabi lo sa telim sila problem so recommendation from me also enough provincial or lands customary lands office enough lo look lo funding some like kind induction course belong so that they know how to deal with their clan members with if anything happens no problem like now we work lo tokol sem yang play to call sem permit ay call sem ILG time benefit camera side online ang tapos so ko kay no turang go na no ka that's why you can keep having problem then only disputing back on all year development kanisa only kirap planning gorgor na to time mana ang tapos so ko kay na mi plaul member no ka so la stop him development so that's why area now ipunaw because got good plus consultation got good plus sabi belum settlement committee, dispute settlement committee within that ILG. Some people may like racism, but I racism finish. So me pretty much same. Thank you.
So just quickly, George, is it the settlement dispute committee in an ILG? For every ILG, is this the same settlement dispute committee that's put into the next ILG? or same law ILG below you? Is it the same settlement dispute committee? So for every ILG, there's a different settlement dispute committee, correct? Yes. So every time there's an ILG registered, there's a space for a settlement dispute committee to be expressed. And so it will vary from ILG to ILG, correct? So if there are 1,500 ILGs in this country, then there are 1,500 settlement dispute committees in this country too. But the ILGs, even those settlement dispute committees, are they at all even settling disputes? Has any one single settlement dispute committee resolved a dispute? No, huh? So yung mong bilas yan, laka. Lo pepata solo look osem. Look osem, we are doing something. I need a law. And of course, that's one problem. The other problem, I think, is inconsistency. One ILG can go one way, another ILG can go another way. The outcomes are never standard. That's a problem. But thank you for pointing that out. I was just curious when you raised the point about settlement dispute committees. The power of the settlement dispute committee, is it explained in the ILG? But that's another matter. Yes. Thank you very much. Those are your recommendations. Yes. But we'll take note and put them all together and feed into the information that we are collecting. We'll come to our brother here in the middle. If you're so kind to, you can call him name Luyumi. Na land group or status blow standing blue. Na.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the Kininigundan Landowners Rights Association, my name is Michael Pham. I am the son of I'm a Tolai man from the major clan Vunabalbal. The Kininigundan Landowners Rights Association is the custodian, or the 7 major clans are custodians over the freehold plantation, Kininigundan. Kininigundan is the property to which the corridor of Kokopo lies on. It's about 1,075 hectares, sir. Before we proceed, I want to acknowledge the committee's presence here. Member for Alatau, and my member here is with our people now, and what he's doing for our people. Thank you very much, sir. The case for 3 Kininigundan plantation it was a freehold plantation. And because of the element of customary, in 2017, before the land was actually alienated in 1899, on the 1st of April, this property was previously customary land. It was alienated in 1899 by Belgium, and in 1998, the lease to that property expired. On the 1st of April in 1899, the land was first alienated. In 1988, the lease should have expired. And because there are customary land and encumbrances within or stipulated within the property, and also registered on the freehold title as covenants, the Land Titles Commission back in 1998, without the free prior consent of the landowners, used the ward members to actually alienate this freehold plantation, sir. In 2017, the National Court of Kokopo, under originating summons 607 of 2017, actually acknowledged the customary encumbrances in the property and defined them as customary land. Automatically, sir, the Judge A.J. Anis, in his wisdom, the court actually directed or gave remedy to the parties to go to the DLPP, or the agency responsible, under 160 and 161 of the Land Registration Act, to seek the remedy over this freehold plantation. By directives from the Secretary, through compliance to the alienated director, They found out that there were breach of covenants that was stipulated on the original freehold title. They found that there were errors, misdescriptions, errors, fraud, and the actual encumbrances that are stipulated on the original freehold title were never mentioned in the caveat. The situation here is the alienated director actually signed the document off on the 10th of March in 2021. From 2021 to 2025, a period of 5 years has lapsed. And the DLPP, even though with recommendations from the Court of Law, one of the highest institutions in the land, actually implemented 160 and 161 of the Land Registration Act. Whoever the personnel which was directed to the Register of Titles did not take note and has not actually brought about its summary execution yet, sir. My ask to you, the committee, my member, sir, because of the importance of the customary lands that we hold so dear, we are not only talking about economic benefit or the projects are going to, we are talking about our future here. We are talking about the people that are going to walk in our shadows. We are actually governed by systems and laws that actually do not determine or cannot justify that this is my land, you know. How can an ILG actually determine to say that, no, this is my land? Meaning to say there are three tenures in PNG. One is the customary, one is the freehold, and the other one is alienated. So the confusion is the conversion process from customary to freehold and vice versa, sir. The reason why we have freehold plantations, and the freehold plantations in East New Britain, every single freehold plantation has encumbrances associated with them. In other words, every freehold plantation, before it was alienated, was the property to which those encumbrances represented those clans here. They were customary land. But when the 67 restoration orders took place, or 64 restoration, the Australian administration at that time, they forgot one thing. They forgot about the encumbrances. The land that was actually supposed to return to the customary landowners, that was acquired or alienated in the colonial period, that was never actually returned back to them, or they were not even considered in the picture. And it was given to corporations, it was given to institutions to which they further the development, forgetting our customary landowners, sir. It clearly states the law in section 156(1)(b). It says very clearly that it incorporates that citizens are allowed to actually obtain freehold land. Yes, correct. But sir, me like kisim attention blue law come law the implementing stage of this la Freehold Act. Section 2 here. The Freehold Act of 76 here, I'm excluding customary land because I'm talking some absolute ownership, I'm talking ownership in free simple, and equivalent ownerships in forms of ownership. But it also goes on to add, but not including any form of customary ownership, of customary interest in land. This is what the Freehold Act says. So was this provision put inside the Constitutional Development Committee to not to include customary ownership or the customary interest in land? Considering that 90% or 97% of the land in PNG is owned by native citizens under customary law, traditional practices, and furthermore, before freehold took its tenure, they were all prior customary land. Does this mean that 80% of our population that are inhabit those excluded customary lands are not citizens of PNG? This legal ambiguity and continuing the definitions of this citizens corporations freehold and describing. So the freehold goes on to state that the state, other governmental bodies, LLGs, special authority bodies, incorporated land groups, now you may talk land business groups, and any other corporations where act and define him as a corporation, can carry mandate to look out in ground. But the villages and communities are not corporations, they are not corporate citizens of PNG according to the land, this the Freehold Act 76. Yeah? So this provision declares that the people living in the villages and traditional communities, are they not citizens? My honorable members, you are sitting here. We are the people here. We are the state of PNG here. And this clause here does not include us, the very people sitting here. So I will continue, Sam. Given that the PNG Constitution recognizes the villages and traditional communities at Section 5 and 4 of the Constitution, which states, talk traditional villages and communities to remain as viable units of Papua New Guinean society, and for the active steps to be taken to improve their cultural, social, economic, and ethical quality. That is why, my honorable member and our committee sit down, that is why you are here. You are going to change this one here. So that this like customary, the people sitting that are not reflected in the provisions of law, or that in the Land Act, whether it be the 91 Act or the Freehold Act or the 63 Conversion Act, at least they are seen to be recognized in the law, so that the Constitution can speak through the respective laws. And that's all. Sorry, sir. In recommendation, me ask him, this la honorable committee law, take note, that because of the National Court of Kokopo, through the originating summons and been expressing the acknowledged law customary encumbrances inside law 302. Now I've been using Salimipla Golo Department of Lands and Physical Planning using the provisions 160 and 161 of the Land Registration Act, Mipla walk him. Through the Office of the Secretary, through compliance, through the Alienated Division, only working investigations, only finding findings, only shooting goal or register of titles. Today, sir, recommendations lo disla judiciam na executiveam emi no come to pass yet. And the customary landowners are still left in the dark whether to go this way or think. Development is taking place either without consent or prior consent, or whether the involvement of the customary encumbrances which are already recognized by the law and the administrative. And now the parliamentary government yet, the parliamentary committee is here. And me throw my recommendation, please take note, sir. And that's all, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, member. Member for Latau, honorable member Tobani. Thank you. And honorable Mr. Chairman, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We'll take note of your sentiments shared and very important facts that you alluded to. The matters you raise are very pertinent to addressing the bigger issues of the country in terms of the freehold titles. However, your unique situation with a specific land, that would be noted by the committee, but in terms of actions as to inaction or actions of compliance of court orders, that's a matter for the courts where it belongs. And because these are orders of the court, and if parties feel that court orders have not been complied with, there are lawyers who will advise and they can take up the next steps. Our function as a committee is to gauge and take your views. You have actually raised a very important background and important recommendations going forward to think about. It talks about, you are going to the heart of formalization. You're also talking about future or potentially expired freehold title, state leases, or in this case, you're making reference to freehold titles. So, if there are any notes that you want to pass on to the Secretariat, copies, it'd be good to associate your commentary to those documents as well.
Sorry, members of the committee, on the 19th of June, because of the publication Toxavia, we emailed the cover letter, the submission, and all annexes to the committee for.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So those will be noted and taken on board for consideration as well, as to mapping a way forward. That is amicable for all.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Honourable Member.
Thank you, sir, for your assistance in this regard. At this point, if I can move on to the next speaker. Again, for your name and your... Thank you.
Good afternoon, Turu. Thank you, me, I'm a maslo talk welcome lo Yuplalo province, especially chairman long law reform, long all customary ground. Now, honorable member of Lo Alatao, honorable member of Lo Yumilo Kokopo. Thank you, Turu long. Yupla come down, now come sit down long. Kisimol wari blo mipla. Me staplo pomyo. Aste mi kalaplo sip because this la program by come up na mi kam olgata come up. Name lo mi no bet pamis. Me one bla papa ground lo one bla land area oli call him Marana land. Na ground lo mi one time 7-8 clans. You look all same 8,000 hectares. Me bla pull him out lo big bla project where Sigete Mukus. Now yet me talk stop. What is on put? Me plus starting battle on this case lo 2015. Now yet it come 2025. One time marriage Gilport. Lick man fight one time giant. Lombla story. We went as far as Supreme Court, only like strike him out case. Me story past time, but me pull him come back. Na only la buri lo mi plus or last minute mi plus score him terrain only lose him so mi plus come back lo national court na koti yok longo yet. Igo yet. Mi plus wetim tasol registered sebaya lo kam lo confirm boundary na mi rule him out ground lo mi want more people lo mi na prima bigolong customary look na mi plus ba kamat ting lo plan him bien him like na ting blong mi plus hol geta where mi plus sit down. As I mean introduce me clear position lo mi past them. But as mi talken narapla talk. Me lak talk mi or sem yumi all geta blong Papua New Guinea. Yumi maskat peeling blo boost ground na yumi maskat peeling blo look sabe lo tumora blo yumi. Em ground em life. When em decision mi work him tete, suppose you work him wrong decision today, you will bear him fruit blong tomorrow. Me talk straight. So me like you can talk lo development the economic. You can create him lo ground lo you work him kakao. Now speak you work him kakao, you know wrong. You work him lo ground blongen. You may need lo sense him think lo na you may looking way forward. How you may organize him na you may move. So you may think lo come up him all think him lo sense him all law. Me give him think lo me past them. You may look him on him up is safe. Lo you may still maintain him. Papua New Guinea is all one black country where customary land rights na ownership is tablo yumi. Plan the old countries state you on him all ground. Na me look in poverty blong. Me even go as far as Hong Kong, Manila, Philippines na experience. All money bagarap inside long all big blood development. Only keke long all landfill. Day and night sun only work in this work because ground is still long and narpla. Now you make lo go through now. So me talk me napi mol sem. But lo side blong SABL. I think narpla one line blow me. Ori to talk finish, you plan di talk. SABL prior informed consent, or no kisim long all man. All directors long all line on a company, all go sign on behalf long all narpla line. Me too. Ori 40 min, all no put your name blow me, only ex online only go pass along this love walk, online blow me, only stop inside. Only deny me plan di. Sampla, only go sign him nothing name. Anyway,
thank you. Me ask him past one block question.
Well, you got at least na sublease. Sublease only been sign him lawyer long dambi Sibiu ya long 7:30 long night. You got long story long en yet.
Okay, lo cut him down story also. You no been part lo de sla team.
Me no been part lo de sla. Me opposition lo day one na Mr. Pikam come yet. We no lose.
Thank you.
Because me long look him also. By you me create him narbla landless generation. Sabusi me go. Inside long all terms only develop him long all agreement na sublease agreement. Favor him a developer. So me completely miss out. Anyway, so lo side long all SABL he got plan the wrong inside long end. Wari blo me plan also. Only give him list, especially lo pomata lo talk. Posen 1 and 6C. Now all you go develop in ILG inside long all list ground. I mean no sound sense. Alienated land finish. Only convert him. Conversion come up finish. How could you develop an ILG within the report only talk Commission of Inquiry talk long and I want to see it. Melag look money map start him talk long this la. Because I mean contradict him ILG he apply lo customary ground. You don't have come up in ILG inside long lease or alienated land.
Correct.
Bossman, you support him lo side. So milag to talk lo des la. Narapla. Passing long lease stop ILG come on top, narapla ILG come on top, narapla ILG come on top. Talk passing blongan also talk. Marit blow marit and tablo marit. Meaning one place slip, narapla come lo same ground, same boundary. So all this process only explain him all finish. So me just point him all out. Lo me look long all this la. Narapla last pla talk to blow me na me work him all recommendation. I think one pla kind special agriculture business list, but only call him special economic zone. Thank you, Honorable Member of Kokopo. You've been part long, when employee me long PC. Now you play sideline him this la. Because you minister maybe long SABL. Too long and you know got consultation. Now you know what awareness long old man Mary Blond island where only on in bush all indigenous man. World Bank when all donors all papa ground lawyer. These are the people where by you only kissing effect long the slow development. They are here. And all kinds of something you must walk him away and a mistreat. All money give him thing, only one bell, you make come happy. Development no good, good plan. But consultation, prior informed consent, all this all point here, they are very important something long. You may looking walk about by straight. Me to talk plan too much, but all recommendation below me. Let me must talk pass. You plan pim, let's la. One me Special Agriculture Business SABL Act. Misabi also SABL illegal. And then our court prove him to you got all precedents only set him finish. So M is still illegal, but you got process na system you must be in him. You must throw money look in background. Also talk easy through lo sign him na look in back. But you struggle lo life lo you. Na me talk ya. Me block lo fight him yet. Me talk him sa house na good pla through committee sit down na yare me. And by you talk now. So recommendation below me. Government to implement the NEC Decision 184 of 2014 on nullifying all SABLs and take the option to establish SABL out of the Land Act. And number one. Also bring the final report of Lands Minister SABL Investigation Committee for the SABL Commissioner Alois Jerawai did not report onto the Parliament and implement its recommendations. Number two recommendation Lomiken, government not to promote special economic zone, but to come up with a way to support economic activities on customary land that will really benefit the majority of Papua New Guineans. I'm straight. Do away with special economic zone authority act as is one of the one-sided and benefit investors instead of local landowners. Sorry, me call in talk because me bla invite him all, now me bla come up loose man. Only no kisim rental since 2014. Now, landowner bla imilo binding all you call fight yet, the kairaki suya. Jan Yuguni must rate him all piniso. And these are we will always a loser. Sabusi mi continue moles la. Okay? Narbla, last pla, empower provinces and district with information and funds to go down to the people so the people can explain to them that there's nothing wrong with our current customary land tenure system. Meeting this customary land tenure system, am you right? Problem lo yumi. Engine room ya, you must fix him. And me talk lo morning ya, you must come up lo time, you must walk. Now, you no come up lo time, all still finish. Because taxpayers money, you may all get ya. One way or the other. Na milak talk strong, Lord's Law Committee. You may need long straight him engine room law lands department. Now come out current land system am no wrong. Am you right? So problem you me all man attitude blow me 50 years of independence but you make him up lo next moon you come. Now you make lo run yet. But me run by me come up with. Ninive. No, so me break him like sorry committee. By one email. So I think last recommendation blow me no equal same. We only need government to provide transport infrastructure, market linkages, agriculture, business training, extension services. Then we see that our government give agriculture the backbone of our society and importance it the same. I think totok lomi by finish all same. Na big bla ben lo ibla na God can bless you bla.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, that's a very provocative line of contributions, but it's some game therapy thing. The customary land, it rules nothing wrong with the customary land, but customary land talk win inogat look sawe lo. That's why you look at him big problem stop lo game. So me like you must align him thing blow you me. In local sem, there is a real problem. It's because of this current situation that your frustrations are clear. You see, if law was okay with customary land, you would not be frustrated. You raise a very important point about the SABL report. The SABL report, Commission of Inquiry was conducted, and the report him sit down, collect him dust up. You mean sawe? If his recommendations were implemented or not. So that's a real point of contention that's creating a lot of injustice. Because there were a man flying drone na, looking Google na, plotting point about come up in some like in all map na come up. So this is a bit of a issue in some project areas. And there were some findings made. So it would be interesting that to know where those recommendations have gone. But thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate your contribution this afternoon, and the committee will take note of your commentaries. So everything you were saying into the microphone has actually been transcribed. So whether you give him report on written submission or not, it's actually noted. So we are grateful and thankful for that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. One time this line, you can come along, next speaker. Again, like our other speakers, if you can just state your name for the record, and landowning group, or it's like from where. Thank you.
Ula vinuno kata nimlomi Willie Robat mi kaman nito anit warekrek in cooperative land group tok honorable member Herman Tobaining, member Blo Wondeta, na chairman, thank you. Milek tok ta solo ILG issue lumipla. Osem I tu playar finish longen. Mi play wok lo traim lo gokam lo stretim ILG lumipla. Tas all ILG lumipla mi play sa gola polisa tok nungkat. Mi play bay go bol tok osem bol na wok lo disla day. So mi lay ko sem ILG, all new pla ILG, all pla ILG, but me like working renewal, but me pla by pinis mante mani pla tromo mani go sol, me pla paule na, me pla tromo mani go na all loris team di sila all new pla renewal ILG me pla. Inap now yet, me pla boklo.
I'm interrupting you. Sorry, me to play boklo. Me boklo whisper lo chairman. You talk you identify me past time also you chairman. Lo di sila ILG so by right na name lo you. Thank you.
Sorry, me yang Perman Thomas, me chairman. All big money. You know man lo kisim sila work so me chairman beli sila.
Blong Rabaul, Siklo Pomio, West New Britain or
okay, this la incorporated in group mi plani to recreate mi blo Rabuana, Talwat, Ranguna, Matupit na gele-gele. So mi senap maki mi pla. Mi sa mi no kat group man lo go pas lo mi pla so mi kaman temul sila. Mi kat ILG batem whole pla. So, tasol nami first one ma ulboti mi stop lo malapaw. Ami stop one time lo malapaw resort mi blo electi mi nami kama one ma blo chairman. So mi tok lo renewal. So only mi bla renew this la new bla ILG but yet now only no issue this la one. 2 years now. That's why na delay me lo plenty or something.
Thank you, sir. You got some more thinking lo share him lo tetelo avenu no?
Yeah, me got me like him by this lawan me. By you play osem. Walking by me play all him this la aerial mapping. Because I'm delay me bla lo something where me play can walk him.
Okay, thank you. We will take note. No, this la commentary below you. I think lo morning time when lands officer become story. And been out him sablagan talk to sem capacity problem, financing a problem, kind of problem come up lo provincial lands office division. And probably this is why. But you may take note. It's clear from your testimony there are real constraints. Lo advancing work, lo registration. And obviously it's showing there is a real problem in formalizing ILGs because you see, suppose I'm clan. I don't mean nothing was a man by goes up close to nas wait forever because I'm clan. But obviously I'm ILG so and you mentioned some places that relate to the ILG. Can you repeat those places again?
Okay. You got some people have lo Rabaul town.
Yes.
Same site you go on tapol same lo Rabaul clinic. Half lo swimming pool na kaibona. Darab la bertai story pinis ya. Blo boundary one time ata luluai. Stop lo na manul am stop tamblo. Okay. Bertai story pinis lo something. So gan tablo TC office public police solicitors so slow. Okay, one pla side sketch mapping long rapendik all pla airport na opposite.
All right, thank you. So we'll take note. And obviously the ILG registration or renewal process in itself is, just listening to you, is a real problem.
Yeah. And
inefficiency is clear. That ILG is centralized in Port Moresby. So the only 1122, if officer told stop law province, dealing with entire East New Britain. That's 4 districts. Big province too, Liklik. And so this is a real. I think it's a common recurrence across the country. Safe to say, Cor. Do you have any questions at this time? No questions. Thank you so much, sir. By me, if those are your recommendations or your thinking for the afternoon, I will move to our final speaker, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you can just press the button again, and thank you.
Thank you for your presence this afternoon, Honorable Member for Kokopo Open, Member for Koyari.
Koyari.
Address him as the chair.
Mr. Chairman for this committee, Member for Alatau. I fully support the LIG. Why? I have a history, as my brother had mentioned. Our history starts from the western east coast of the Matanai. There was a tribal fight with the tribal tribes, the two tribes, Liglipisin, Bigplapisin, Marmar Pikalaba, and some thousand years back. I couldn't remember, but that's the history. We all moved from there. May fulay lukim na sila Maurania. The south daughter. Ay lukim long Recaulo. The boundary between Bay and Talbot. And me stop long up. There was no Matupit. There was no Mount Taburbur. And the only extinct volcano was the beehives, the Wapia. It's been stopped. How much years been stopped? Thousands of years. All ancestors follow me and stop lo sa Maurenia, long Racaul boundary. There's a Maurenia, suppose you go to lands office. Buy you look him long aerial map long lands. And we start long. Una Talia. Una inanga. Em name below me, Joel Tainanga ya. Kami toko nem. Nai kuantap. Long. Turagunan. Natok. Tokumau. The south daughter. The first helmet down the Terkau, the boundary. Second helmet la Tokunanta. And the third helmet. Lot Tamanabuli, where the Talbot Primary School was established in 1947.
Thank you. Bami interrupt you pastem long. I mean today this la committee long kam long harim. All views blue you plan, but me plan no kam lo mediating you plan lo ground. As you plan rightfully all ground long you plan. Lo clan ILGs, but me talk also lo ILG me play stop blong opposing ILG or blong accepting ILG, but me play stop long kisim sampla ting now way forward through lo chairman na me play can go back as leaders inside long country. So as me play stop, you be mindful long talk because you to play no enough argue one play long room. Me like through lo chair tools and we're running out of time. Now me play like him the solely play talk also me play like him recommendation also government. Ina people are gonna review him this la hect. 1974 hect. And it lo lens enough me play you review him so that me play can enable me play so me play can kiss him title. So today we are running out of time. Me play stop inside lo most below last long a day ago. Na true lo said you respect to the chair also me control him house click past them. Intervene me intervene long, just control him house also. You may running out of time. It's roughly 5 o'clock. Now you may by finish lo night. Now you play by pine him carry go place. So please 10 minutes I mean up na. Me no challenge him or against him you Papa, but also rightfully you Papa ground blower about. Not apply talk and Papa ground blower about. Now you will get ikama Papa ground blower about na usat now by come up labor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. Okay, we had a school area. I got a crown seal on it. It was paid in pounds and shilling. And when it expired, and there is a fraud case too in there. That's why I'm a fraud case in the colonial era. That's why I'm saying this one. Okay, lease expire in 1982. From 1962 to 20 years list. But we got some fraudy stuff inside. And you connect one time some. That's why I have to mention this one. Because you have to take the fraud case now, because that was under the colonial era. The land acquisition was from the colonial, traditional land owners to the administration of the territory of Papua New Guinea. Okay, as from when it expired. And same time, the lighthouse was established in 1976.
Okay, so I'm going to interrupt you at this point. Me, I am story blow you, and you're referring to some potential leases that might have expired.
Thank you.
So within the ambits, we must kiss him come to story blow you and in it long in terms of reference. So you mean okay, this line of court, whereby by come up in thinking low side right, low side wrong, or where we can go and also we are not dictators. State leadership lo country, me plus suppose to come receiving information, story, but I cannot, the committee can summon people to appear if they don't agree to appear, and if they refuse to comply to someone says, they can issue a penalty. But the committee is not the court. We have to be very clear with that. So if there are injustices or conflict, then the place for conflict is in the courts. In the meantime, however, if I'm hearing you correctly, because yours is not going to be our only case, I'm sure there's like plenty, this like kind of case of country. So we will look at your recommendation, and I think without even expressing it, you are proposing that when any new law comes into place, this cluster of titles, this group of titles that were acquired or created in the last 100 years or in the last 50 years should be audited carefully. Bearing in mind, I think before we started, I made a mention of a particular policy in the 1960s where the Australian administration had declared and implemented. It was called a transformation policy. So these titles, a lot of these titles where purchases were done with the interest or with the motive, intention to free up the land in the interest of one individual for the purposes of agricultural development in plantations or even other forms of development in the case of urban centers. And this actually created a situation where all Papa ground or landowners were sidelined effectively. So there were some purchases by Calico, Tamiok, X, all manner of things, tobacco. You'll see some purchase documents. And those purchases are assumed under 200-year-old English law or some old state land. Now we want to create a unique platform and according to law in this country. Tubuna Thomas, but story of the white man, na says rely on story of the white man and law of the white man. The business of this committee is to be the architects insofar as relates customary land in this country, so that this situation where you are referring to is resolved in a logical and a common sense way into the future. The past, we cannot change much, but we could manage it into a transitional phase if law is drafted appropriately. Yeah. So we are taking your report, and it's clear what you are saying here. All those infrastructure sitting on land acquired through this kind of a process, sometimes there's a risk we might make you promises that we cannot keep, and you'll be very disappointed. In fact, in the age of technology now, this is recorded. We will be held to our word in our council. I cannot make you promises. I can tell you this much. Your views are very relevant to the discussion and the terms of reference. So I want to bring you closer and shorten your views to recommendation. When I'm thinking, look, go forward. Be very short with me. It's you may abrusim 10 minutes below you, so I'm going to ask you to sharp him straight knife below me, and then you can guide him committee law thinking. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We went through a three-tier court process. We had a mediation. Mediation failed, and we went through a local land court. And then from there, I appealed to the district court. And then we have the documents in place. And they awarded the place back to me. And that's the reason why we are still waiting for the payment to the court decision. We are waiting for the payment from the national lands because it was a state lease at the time. So yes. The only reason is that there has been a delay since 2020. The court decision was in 2008, and we are still waiting. Now we are heading for the 50th Golden Jubilee. And all this funding, where are they? Because I wrote directly to the Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Rosso, and then he questioned us, what are you doing with these people? And then we had a CC copy down to the Secretary, Manager Acquisition, National Lands, and the Valuer, Lands Valuer, National Lands, and the provincial national lands here who were stationed here in Kokopo, but now they've been brought back to Mosby. The office here has been closed up. So I've got a copy here which says that the payment will be streamlined from national headquarters in 2020. I'm still waiting.
What does can you read it out for us?
To whom it may concern.
Oh, that's a letter?
Yes.
From who to who?
Sorry. National Lands and Physical Planning, Regional Office, Islands Region.
Okay. So I'm going to assist you here. Your situation sounds like a legal matter. It sounds like a legal matter. I'm requiring a lawyer specifically for your interests or the issue that you are raising. By me, respectfully, by me asking you long. This matter you can refer to a lawyer, but for purposes of this terms of reference, if your story is and your grievance is noted, again, if there is a court order, then the court order, compliance of the court order, a matter blokotiet lotokim, who that matter relates to, including Lands Department. So that would be a better way to address the matter. And to assist, because it's a legal matter, and legal services is available to the public solicitor, you can deal with them too, or you can assist him, Is this matter brought to a lawyer, or working with a lawyer on this?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll stop at that. I don't want to know who the lawyer is, because it's a very unique situation, and for the court to deal with. We must respect the three arms of government. This is Parliament, court and court. Executive arm too is led by the Prime Minister and the ministers. We got country of order, country of rule of law, where we must respect space. So I will respect the court's jurisdiction. As a Parliament, we cannot reach into that area. and by big plapeka come up. The parliament has no power to compel people or some court can. That you can achieve that through the court process. Now we must respect him. One kind court too sa samla time to so no. This in parliament make him na blogona rausim ken. Respect must have. I want to encourage everybody to be of that mind. You see, in the last 50 years, we have developed our democracy into a very dangerous path. If me, Harem, Tok blow you na, impositions blow you because of your dispossession or your injustices, there's a risk as a human being. I might make some comments that's going to offend, put us in a very precarious situation, a strong position where we will then be in contempt on the face of the court. That's what it's called. Where you may not respect in court order or legal process, we can be held accountable. We must, every man is answerable to the law. The rule of law must start. We must observe it. Nothing is free, nothing is free range. So I want to caution you and caution the line that we are taking down. I can see it. And I want to caution you not to go there. But we will take your story, and I think you make a strong point already. At that point, I think we respectfully must be very careful.
I'm sorry, but because there was a valuation carried out, and that's why...
Agree. I agree with you. But that's a matter for a lawyer to deal with.
Okay.
We are not... I'm a lawyer by background, so I must address my mind to the limitations we have. Respectfully, Papa, I'm asking you, only thinking long.
Thank you. That's something I've learned from you as a lawyer.
Thank you. Thank you for taking note. So, in that light, I believe that should bring to the conclusion of our public engagements. I think you've been very, very helpful, everybody at this table and those who have come before you, representing the voices of the people of New Guinea Island. And what you have testified to is not unique only to East New Britain. It's the case throughout, not only New Guinea Island, but even all of Papua, Momase, and the Highlands. We will be visiting Ley to have this hearing at Unitec on Monday. So if this proceedings are live streamed throughout the country, and those who are listening in, if you have had some views, you can drop a comment in the comment section of the live stream, or even send an email to the email given in the notices relating to the committee. It's committees@parliament.gov.pg. You can send a note in there, and those views will be taken on board our fact-finding mission and our terms of reference that will inform the report to Parliament and the report that will inform the bill that we intend to present to Parliament, representing the voices of our people, of the 12 million plus people of this country, who clearly, just based on material received from Port Moresby hearing and today Eastern Britain hearing, it's clear, correct? There are great injustices. In fact, those purchases, sir, those purchases were done under the transformation policy when it was formalized. But prior to that, there were purchases done made in the early 1900s. In 1908, someone referred to a 1899 purchase earlier. What happened to those titles? What happened to those interests? Oh, thank you, sir. And so the committee is going to be assisted by these various accounts. A lot of very diverse accounts of fact that we've listened to and heard. It will inform the structure of the law into the future for our future generations, if not just for us. So in our lifetime, we will see some work, but it will set the foundation into the future and the survival of this country. Side Blong, when, if I heard some correctly, they said, we are okay. Life is not just about development and economic benefit. It's also about our history and our identity. So if I heard you correctly, someone said ILGs are good. I agree with you. It's good because it allows you the process to tell your story. You know, I heard about Tolais coming from Nomatanai. Not a lot of Papua New Guineans even know that. But it's also bad because it's disenfranchised a lot of people. So we are trying to find a win-win situation here. Not to completely, like a handbrake, abruptly stop the process, but migrate it into our original identity of our clans. So you can call him, instead of ILG, you must call him clan. When him clan, you come along him. Liglik pisin, bigla pisin, nanan yo bigla pisin. When him clan, sub clan strat. When him hub strat, you come along him. Clear? And this is the structure of kingship in the New Guinea Islands. The Bipla Pisin, Liglik Pisin star. It's not just unique to East New Britain. You got Bougainville too, New Ireland, West New Britain. So this is a commonality around these parts of the country. So law will contemplate ability to even Kisim come inside thinking where Gupla lawyer blew me been story long section 42. How to Mr. Norbert Kubak said, how do we make this happen? So this la fragment, sampla freehold, sampla state land, sampla ILG too come up like some title can. And sampla ILG come up with some graduation certificate or lo paning work long CV or sanap lo na paning work can. No, this has to stop. It's like Kago Kalpasin, thing must stop. We must raise a country of legitimate, genuine human beings. What kind of human beings are we creating children into? So what are we showing them? Law has to contemplate the future. And the future is architected, designed through this engagement. We are so grateful on behalf of the committee, the Special Parliamentary Committee, and the members, your members of Parliament, your representatives of the 11th House of Parliament on both sides of the House. On their behalf, me like to thank you, Lord, people of East New Britain and New Guinea Islands, for showing up today to express your view and relate to your combined parliamentary leadership to pave the way forward for our people. One time, this me like to thank you and God can bless you, and a safe journey back to your homes. God bless. Before we do that, and as we come to that point, I want us to close with a word of prayer, as we do, because in all things, one great thing that we brought understanding is the universal sit-down blue meal of faith. We will stand up. And if you will permit me, if the attendance this afternoon will permit me, I would like to take the privilege to summon all of us before the Lord in prayer. We can pray. Father, we are so grateful for your love, your mercy, and your grace. We are ever so humbled by your leadership and the capacity and ability to grant us your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Father, as the members of the Special Parliamentary Committee into the Customary land laws and reforms into the future of this country, we are grateful for the insights shared by our people of East New Britain and the Greater New Guinea Islands in this conference throughout the course of the day, and all the work that you have blessed us with, and the people you have sent us forth to guide us in this extremely important designing of the law for your people of Papua New Guinea. Heavenly Father, as we retire today to our respective homes, we seek your traveling mercies upon every single soul who have been here today. And where you come up here, Father, you will anoint it, ordain it, and see it come to fruition, so that there is justice, there is equity, there is fairness, and there is prosperity for your people, whom you design only good things, whom you promise prosperity for. And God, Father, I ask you in the name of your Son Jesus, we seek your blessings for this great nation of Papua New Guinea. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Let us call the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. Let us forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Buona tuna mo buona rabia.